How y'all doing? This is Preacher Man on being this is another movie reviews. This time I'm reviewing Invincible. And what Invincible is about is the 1976 Philadelphia Eagles and Vince Papale. And what Vince Papale is, he's a substitute school teacher, and he's a bartender, and he's out of work right now, and he's only doing the substitute teacher for like 2 days a week, and he's bartending on the side, and his wife is not liking this, and she winds up leaving one day, and when he comes home, she's not there, so he trashes his apartment, and then he goes to work, and what he does on the weekends, he plays tackle football with his guys he works with, and Vince Papale is a good football player. He only played like 1 year of high school football, but he's really fast, and he's really good. So the Philadelphia Eagles had a losing season in the prior season. In the last couple seasons, they've been on the losing streak. So the new head coach makes open tryouts for the public to try to join the Philadelphia Eagles. And the reason he does this is try to get the fans back excited for this upcoming season. And he wasn't realizing that he would probably find a good player out of this. And Vince Papale tries out, but at first he didn't want to try out because he didn't want to get let down, and his friends finally encourage him to try out, so he tries out, and he finally gets a shot, and he's catching all his balls he's getting thrown, and he's runs a 4.5 in the 40, and he goes to training camp. So he's in training camp, and the first day of training camp, he goes out and he's not doing real good. He's still learning because he's only had 1 year of high school football, and ain't nobody helping him, don't nobody like him. And the first cuts comes, and it makes him for the first cuts. So he goes to the second day of training camp, and he's training, and they move the rooms around, and he rooms with the starting center, and he overheard the coaches talking about the starting center, saying he's going to have to change it up or he'll get cut. So he tells the center that, and the center shows him a trick, and he lines up with him and asks him what color his knuckles are, and he says, Vince Papale says white, and he says, that's because I'm about to come after you. And then he lets off, and then what color are they now? And he said they're normal color, and he says that means I'm not coming after full force after you. So y'all just remember that further on in the review. But anyway, after this, he keeps steadily going to training camp, and he makes it to the final cut. After him thinking he's going to get cut all this time, he makes it, and he's a Philadelphia Eagle. So they go into preseason, and they had the first preseason game, and they lose all 6 of their preseason games, and then they go to Dallas to play the first regular season game, and Vince Papale has made team. He's on the special teams. He's hit return and goes out, and that's his position, and he plays for special teams on returning and kickoff and punting and all that. So his first play in the NFL, he goes and he has a bead on the receiver, and he just freezes, and then he gets hit, and he tells coaches, he says he's sorry. The coach says, don't be sorry, either you do what you're supposed to do, you're out of here, I put faith in you, and I put my neck out for you, and you're not performing. So Vince goes, and this whole time he's been talking to his friend's cousin that moved down from New York, and his friend is the bartender that he works for, and they've been getting pretty close, and during training camp they cut it off because Vince makes an excuse that he wants to focus on training camp, where he really doesn't want to get attached because he's just leaving a divorce or whatever. And they get close together at the end of the movie, and she helps motivate him, and then at the end of the movie they go against the New York Giants, and the woman he's been seeing is a big New York Giants fan, and this is the game that Vince Papale forms in, and the first kick return or kickoff, he goes and he straight destroys the wide receiver, and every play that Vince Papale's in, he just gets to the wide receiver. And then further on in the game, they're tied up, and it's like the last play of the game, and they have to force the punt. Philadelphia does. But Vince Papale changes the play because he sees that the lineman has his knuckles white. So remember what I just told y'all about what happened later on in the movie. So he changes up the play, and Vince gets past him and runs and hits the receiver and forces the receiver to fumble the ball, and Vince Papale gets it up and runs it in for a touchdown and wins the game for him. And that's really the end of the movie. And that's this movie was okay, and I liked it. And if y'all have ever watched Invincible, what did y'all like about this movie? As always, Christian Man R&B signing out, guys. Jesus.